Just going back to the CSIS topic, do you believe Han Dong should be allowed back into caucus based on the contents of the CSIS document, or did it raise concerns for you?
I think everyone is looking forward to the work of the independent inquiry into foreign interference and looks forward to seeing the Commissioner's reports in the coming months.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Alberta News and Views. Today, Justin Trudeau is making another housing announcement. Surprise, surprise. But that's not the important part. The important part is when a reporter asked him again what his thoughts are with Han Dong, the Liberal MP, in relation to him and the public inquiry into election interference. Now, Justin Trudeau is pretty much saying the elections were free and fair, but the inquiry investigation is still ongoing. So there's a huge double standard there, and everybody wants to know what is going on. So what I'm going to do is read you a little bit from the Toronto Sun to give you a little bit of a backstory with Han Dong, and then we'll watch Justin Trudeau pretty much just completely dodge the question. Very important stuff. Here we go. He went on to detail the efforts. So he's talking about Justin Trudeau right here. So Justin Trudeau went on to detail the efforts of his government has put in place to try and track and deal with foreign interference. What he didn't say is that he has ignored the committee of MPs he appointed who have found problems, and the civil servants he tasked with looking into the matter refused to examine complaints raised with them. So Trudeau gets to say what the integrity of the elections in every riding held, as long as you ignore all of the problems. Even with former Liberal MP Han Dong, Trudeau is whistling past the graveyard. The inquiry heard this week that the vote in a Liberal nomination, you don't need to be a citizen or even a permanent resident. In fact, it appears likely from testimony at the inquiry that Chinese students were bussed in to vote for Dong, and the accusations is they were instructed by China's consulate to vote for Dong. Dong testified that he has not seen any evidence of Chinese interference. In some ridings, like Don Valley North, winning the nomination is more important than winning the election. Not that this bothers Trudeau, since it helped him. He can just dismiss it as a conservative griping. Meanwhile, the rest of us look at evidence in shock and horror. There is strong evidence of foreign, Chinese, especially election interference. And Justin Trudeau has the gall to say, oh, it's just the Conservatives, blah, blah, blah. And oh no, it was free and fair. Everything was good to go. And the evidence says otherwise. Now listen to this.
Next question.
Hi, Prime Minister. Marnie Blunt with Global News. Yesterday, my colleagues asked you when you saw the CSIS summary of Han Dong's conversation with the Chinese diplomat about the two Michaels, and we also asked whether or not you would be allowing him back into caucus now that that document is public. You didn't answer the question, so we'd like to put them to you again today. When did you see that CSIS summary, and will you let Han Dong back into caucus?
There is an ongoing public inquiry into foreign interference that is doing extremely important work, both highlighting what is going on and what has happened within government to protect Canadians and our institutions from foreign interference, but also look at ways we can do even more, as well as reassuring the public that indeed the 2019 and 2021 elections, despite attempts at foreign interference, remained free and fair. This is the ongoing work happening right now in Ottawa, and I look forward to fully participating next week in the public inquiry. But for right now, I'm really happy to be in Winnipeg talking about the fact that we are investing in ensuring that low-income and affordable rental housing remains affordable for families like Jocelyn's for years and decades to come. That's what this investment is about, and it's going to have a real, tangible impact on the lives of Canadians across the country as we step up on fairness for every generation.
Just going back to the CSIS topic, do you believe Han Dong should be allowed back into caucus based on the contents of the CSIS document, or did it raise concerns for you?
I think everyone is looking forward to the work of the independent inquiry into foreign interference and looks forward to seeing the Commissioner's reports in the coming months.
Like, what is that? Why say anything at all? Like, seriously, the question was, Are you going to let Han Dong back into the Liberal Party? And what do you think on that? The strategy, if you ever wonder what the strategy is they say nonsense to take to make you forget what the question was. And then they take your hand, like when he said, I'm just happy to be in Winnipeg, blah, blah, blah. Then they walk you away from it because that's what they do. They mentally walk you away from the question and the point to distract you, hoping that you forget all about it and you're left there confused and he just gaslit you so he can move quickly on to another question. That's why they have state-funded mainstream media, every single one of these minions. This one, she went a little off script. She's probably going to lose her job now or she'll never be back. And that happens. It truly is astounding, though, like really, that this is the crazy part. It's astounding that there is a public inquiry going on right now for election interference with evidence, and it isn't plastered everywhere right now. So, to distract from that, they have three housing announcements today, and that is front and center, when it should be at the back of the line. Elections and freedom of speech are the foundation of a democracy, a properly functioning democracy. He is hammering through housing money. Billions and billions and billions of fake programs. If you ever want to know what Justin Trudeau's strategy is going to be tomorrow, he is going to make an announcement that doesn't cost a lot of money, but you think it costs a lot of money, that makes him seem progressive when it has nothing to do with it, and he isn't held liable for any of the promises. And that is what he does. Dental, provinces already had dental. Lunch program, provinces already had a lunch program. Pharmacare, provinces already had pharmacare. Housing, the provinces have jurisdiction over housing. The federal government does not. So it's easy for him to say, here's $15 billion, Alberta. You just have to make houses this way. Well, if you're a fool, you just gobble that up in the municipalities. And he doesn't have to give you money. That's why every single program and promise he has ever made has failed. He has no intentions of paying that. Think of all of the money that is lost. In this same interview, he was asked about First Nations housing. Over $200 million is gone. And he goes, oh, yeah, we're going to work with them. That's what he says all the time. I've been watching him for over a year. He says it all the time. We're going to work with fill in the blank. We're going to work with Indigenous communities right now. We're going to be there to provide for them. We got their back. We're going to fight for them. We're all about truth and reconciliation. And then 2 years later, there was no housing built. Hundreds of millions of dollars gone. And then everyone goes, well, what just happened? And then the Liberal response to it is always the same. We're just going to do it over again. We're just going to keep on making the same mistakes because we're progressive. It's what we do. We got your backs. This housing disaster is a collapse. This is a collapse. The reason why he is doing this, another reason, other than hiding the fact from the inquiry, election interference, is spring is here. So all of these people that are homeless, the tent towns and tent cities, they're growing and they're going to grow some more. And people are growing angry at the same time. He knows exactly what is going to happen this summer. And it isn't going to be sunny ways. Let's put it that way. I'm going to keep you updated, as always, with as much as I can, when I can. All of you out there, like, share, and take care.